how good you are.
Mwaka ule ama? No, yeah.
So let's just start it on the your role now as a special advisor. What is it like? What's the work? Maybe most people don't understand. I got a special advisor on creative arts. I mean, amateur.
I think Joyamba in the title itself, advisor. So my job is to advise the president on creative industries. I was appointed on the basis of my experience and my knowledge in the field of creative industries. So the president entrusted me to give him first-hand information on maybe some of the activities that we need to prioritize as a government, and also to be the direct interface between him and State House and the creative community. So the job, pretty much, because we're regarded as specialists, we're not told what to do. We are trusted that we should know what to do. The only things that we have to learn are the protocols. What is a loose minute, what is a memo, how do we report, etc., etc. So those are the protocols of it. Was the things that we had to learn. But pretty much we're trusted to put together our own activities, to put our priorities together, and just do the job because of the experience and the knowledge that we've attained in our different fields. So apart from myself being special advisor on creative industries, there's other advisors. For example, NGOs. So you find that this is a person with extensive history and experience in the NGO sector. Yes.
So does it mean you get to call the president at any time you want? Because I feel like the distance between me and the president, guys, is just cue Malewezi. Do you get to call the president at any time?
Not any time. Only when it's really, really needed and when it's really, really urgent. Apart from that, we try to, book an appointment to find time where we can see him if it's urgent. There's due process with everything. State House is a very interesting place. I'm really, really having a good time. But if need be, yes, I can call him.
And what is the career path? I mean, for one, watching there and thinking I would want to be a presidential advisor one day. Does it have any career path to follow? Could you from there then you're eligible? Oh yes.
Hey, our next special advisor. Hey. Your way. I think pick a field. I think get as much knowledge, get as much experience in whatever field you choose to choose, and more opportunities will come. And when they present themselves, it's important to seize them. I'd never set out to say, "Good day, I'll be special advisor," or did I?
Oh, maybe you did.
I don't know. No, I saw a post that I made, I think in 2019. I think it was before the elections that year. And I think I wrote, "Goody, to whoever will be president, I am appointing myself to be presidential advisor." I think I wrote that.
It manifested.
I think it manifested. But I think just become an expert in whatever field. Your path might be different to yours. Mine is different to a lot of other people's, and for such a position, it's really not up to you. It's at the discretion of the president to appoint you.
Well, alright. I do understand, but you do creative. You're in poetry as well, and writing. In terms of arts in Malawi, what's your stand? What's the government's role? How do you see the future of the arts in Malawi? Because Malawi, as we speak now, I think for instance, if you go to my bar, my clubs, even normal parties, weddings, nyimbo za kenda mapiano, stuff
like totally international and a little bit of Malawian. And even the Malawian itself is also
Is it Niger Malawi?
Niger Malawi.
Or Johnny Malawi?
Yes.
I think my views have changed over time. I think as a Malawi, we need to love ourselves more. We need to take a deeper dive into who we are as Malawians. And Malawi is very diverse.
Yeah.
You know, when you compare to other countries, say Zimbabwe, for example, Zimbabwe has two main tribes, you know, the Shona and the Ndebele. And let's just take a district like Chitipa.
Yeah.
You know, how many different ethnic groups are there? There's so many. And when you look at the whole country, we've got so many ethnic groups. So, which quite is a huge advantage because we've got so many things we can draw from. You know, compared to other countries. So the cultural diversity that we have is something that we need to embrace and use it as a source of strength. And hopefully find those things that connect all of us tose ngada Malawi. And issue your identity ndiofunika kwambiri because I think it no one can beat us at being Malawian than ourselves.
Oh, yes.
And that has to translate muzintu zambiri zimene tukupanga in our arts, in our music, because that's what's going to set us apart.
Yeah.
Because of a lot of, I think, other factors, history, kapena media, janjani, and Malawi, artistically, we've been everything else. We've been Zimbabweans,
Yes.
Zambians, South Africans, Nigerians, Americans. Mwina sopa nova mwina ena ma British ma in it. It's really important, I think, not just to have a surface level relationship within defendani, chikarido jatu ndijotani, to take a deep dive because that will set us apart.
Okay.
Mbali ya Malamulo Communications Act imabanga stipulated with the 70% of content being played by broadcasters should be local content. 30% the region kabena international. Ndimona ngati kuti ma broadcasters ambiri sa banga adhere to Lamulo Limini law. Kuma specifically mbali ya kuma arts and the government when you asked choyamba ninoti we've been fighting for the National Arts and Heritage Council for the past 9 years. Before that, kunali mkondo ya cultural policy imene which gave birth to the National Arts and Heritage Council bill. So they've been my efforts. We've been trying to push as my artists, as my creatives in Malawi for a very long time. And this year in April, on national address, for the first time the president addressed the artistic community and he gave an address. He is going to make sure the government passes all the legislation to create a legislative framework with the Malawi's creative industry. Some months after that, on Bill National Arts and Heritage Council, it will be the parliament. Kubangidwa pass. Itachoko parliament inabwera ku justice ukapanga review ukapanga tweak apo ndi apo kuchoko justice inabwera ku parliament kuchoko parliament inabida pa desk ya a president anapanga assent bill manager into law. So now Tilindi Act, it's law now ya National Arts and Heritage kuona kuti the body mene ibangeno make sure kuti Malawi's arts and creative creative and heritage industries zibireba tsogolo. Before, one of the things is Abanga set up my local committees in every district, and kuka my capacity building programs. Kuka also what we're calling the Arts and Heritage Promotion Fund. Immediately grant financing for my arts projects. On top of that, kweni my artists, my visual artists, 1% of construction budgets, whether build hotel or it's a public building, 1% construction budget research you're going to be towards my visual artists, my paintings, my artisans, furniture. So 1% of a construction budget is huge. So this is one of the things that government is doing to promote the arts.
Great. I think as young people we can tap into the opportunities that are coming in terms of the grants, capacity building, and just maybe to dive out of your office a little bit, because you're a poet. You released Sun of a
Preacher's son, yeah.
Preacher's son.
Son of a preacher's son.
Son of a preacher's son.
Am I very do?
Wait, it's hard to say because I'm a son of a preacher, right?
Oh, okay.
And you're a son of a preacher's son.
Yeah.
Which is like weird because I've never heard anyone describe themselves as son of a preacher's son.
Hey, Chizukulu ya boost.
You know, and for us, being a son of a preacher, there's been like that stigma whenever you dive into arts.
And unantovura wambi.
You see the narrative. Alabusa no vuta, right? Ndetu tifuna timpeza azukula abusa. Kuti no vuta bwanji. But let's talk about that project. What's the inspiration and what's the story behind that project? And I must say, I watched the launch. It was amazing. I saw kuti kunali ma poets ambiri, matilingo, you know, and I don't know how you found them. Maybe because you're in that industry and you're exposed to them. But it was my first time to realize kuti such type of talent in that diversity, right? So I just want to hear your background on that project and what inspired you, and also the son of a preacher. How was it being a son of a preacher's son growing up?
I think project manager. Before that, my first album Inali People.
Yes.
And when I did it in a very minimal. In terms of, I believed the human voice is enough.
Yeah.
With Son of a Preacher's Son, in a way, I wanted to honor the investment my late dad put in me. For those who might not know, I studied music at 2 institutions at quite an advanced level. So I wanted to honor him by putting together everything that I had learned. Me being a poet, my dad was a poet and writer. Yeah, as well. Musician. He's the one who taught me how to play guitar when I was 9 years old. So he really got me into music. And I wanted to honor everything that he had done to support me as an artist. So that's why I put in a lot of music. And in terms of the launch itself, I had launched People, I think 2015. And I remember Tamali Zobanga performed the whole BICC in Imirila. My dad and my mom, Sana Emilia, they were seated. They were seated. Chifugwa, kujijewa, kukala basi ndule.
Whoa.
No, think about it.
Yeah.
If you're talking to me and you stand up, is that polite or rude?
No, it's rude.
Yeah. So it was. So there's this picture, and I look at it, and I'm like, thank you, you know, for everything that you've done for me. So, and it took me, after losing my dad, it took me a long time to get back the passion to write and to perform. So actually, Kulonchi Mene had planned to go to Mpandomena Nakara in 2015. Ndika upange cordon off, but I eventually changed my mind. But no, you know what? He's there anyways. He's in here. So I didn't have to save a special seat because you know I always carry him with me. So, and I wanted to do something that I'd never done before. I wanted to challenge myself. So that's why I went all out in terms of the production of the launch.
Wow. Yeah. That was amazing.
So, thank you.
Casey.
I understand he let Jack as a vice president. How you mean?
Kunaribe?
No, I was
Sama
young.
Sata.
I was really, really young at that time. Like 5 years, more than 5. So
Okay.
You understand. How was it like being the vice president's son? Privileges, opportunities, maybe challenges, if any.
And maybe just to add on that, I think there is a narrative. You're supposed to rise from rags to riches, and whenever like you're from a family that maybe helped you a little bit to become what you are, it feels like, you know. So at that time, were you maybe bullied because your vice president's son? One our vice president.
Actually, my dad ana poyamba napangidwa point chifukwa 1993 ndimene kunali referendum kuti should Malawi go on with a single party system kapena democracy. Malawi napanga vote kuti tikufuna chani ndali za ziwani zambirimbiri. Kenako general elections 1994. My general elections in 1994 kunalibe za running mate. Alese anaima. So when Muluzi won, he had to appoint a vice president. At that time, ndinali form 2.
Okay.
Kuliguni Boys Secondary School.
Okay.
And actually I was being bullied that time. Even by members of staff. Panala puzitsenaga history since I was. Chifukwa asina kurugira. Guru ake so anamwaliraso.
Okay.
Kaka pesi. So just a historical context. My dad used to work as secretary to the president and cabinet Nthawi Kamuzu.
Yes.
Yeah, and then he got fired. Then Nthawi mene yoyo kunali backlash.
Yeah.
A serious backlash. Kunenedwa hapa ma radio chanchani. So ndili kuli boys nali ngati mwana wa rebel. Right? That a son of a political dissident.
Yes.
Yeah. And so many things used to happen. I was bullying you, abuse you, verbal abuse you, and zinali za day.
Yeah.
Zintu zira zate mbenuka. I remember suna momeno nali ndi mpuzitsi. Mpuzitsi amene. Kanda atamva zinamudinya. And actually funny story is ndinadziwa from radio. Kuti Muluzi appointed my dad with that vice president.
While you were at school?
Nali ku school. And anairobwera kuti ari congratulations nkana yake. Ari bamba wako aipula.
How was the feeling? Because I think you're going to have some interview.
Anthu amene amadziwa Malewezi. Ndine baje form 2 ndikuda baba ndoti basi kunokondwa ndikuchoka. Choka munofano muna St Andrews kuna chani. Nyemba za mawivu zitizisiya form 2. Maya zamwe namaliza. Namaliza form 4. Everything that all the students were doing, whether it was cleaning chani, made sure there was no separate treatment because of his position. Paka namaliza form 4, kena would men mabita kugapanga no my A levels to South Africa and then to university after that. So most of the time, my dad was in office, I was outside. Yeah, Mabwera for holidays. My high school, my A levels was in South Africa. After that, that's when Nabita go England for 7-8 years. It was, the privilege was there, but it was a different time as well.
How many go school you were already doing poetry?
Kuligun. I was doing drama. And I was doing music to my floor. Many on my disc.
So on the same, how would you say Zulu has shaped your personal growth? Your experience being goody at first, but you make a progress and then later on, vice president and then.
I think the biggest lesson is into things can change at any time. And if there's one thing that has really helped me is Bambanga always kept on saying kuti only values into many wabanga dimanjao. All these things that come in and go, they will come and they will go. I know people they found it hard to adjust because into zina carbon. Because these are things that someone gives you, and that if someone can give you something, someone can take it away. Right? So value the things that you've built with your hands. But so that is something that we've always grown up with, and whatever transition we've been through as a family, for me personally, that's how I carry my life.
Okay. And but then on privilege there, what do you say then to this narrative? And I think, are you aware of that? The narrative is, there's always that stigma, man. For us, even like as preacher's son, it was there. iwe mwana abusa. You're supposed to, you know,
do jawu.
And then I think for someone who's like from a well-to-do family, it's always like their efforts are underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your take on that?
No, I think people are entitled to their own opinion. Muntu simu mudziwa amatijani alideli malingota. And it's also the same. We all have assumptions about everything and everyone. And if there's one thing I've learned to hold my assumptions about other people and other things very lightly, and I'm also very aware that people have assumptions about me. And I know, fana kumpanda, chani. No, guys, my parents worked hard. They came from, they built something. And I want to leave a legacy like that for my children. I want to give them a platform and that is everybody's wishes.
Oh, yes.
And I don't like being put in a situation where I have to defend myself.
Yeah.
I know what I've done, Even when maybe I get my bookings to go perform outside. I'm in Malewezi and I'm going to mpaka na kunjapo segu. Even mpaka na Vanoba. My connection.
And for me, like, even when people are introducing you, for me, I don't like it when someone has to introduce me by one hour. Because I'm my own person. I'm doing my own things. Please introduce me by what I do at least. So when people are attaching something to you, which is an honor to be from whatever, from a preacher's son of a preacher's son of a vice president, it's an honor. Komano, people wanna attach that thing as if that's the only thing that you are.
Yeah, I think Zintunga's men is also, it's people's own issues. People are, whatever lens they want to look at you with, there's nothing you can do about it. And for me, I know what I've done. I know the work that I put in. I know the results that I'm getting. And what matters are the people I care about and who care about me, people I'm close to. If end of the day, you can't change people's minds. If someone wants to look at you a certain way, and you can't go around convincing them otherwise.
Okay, so so you said from Likuni you did drama and then beatboxing a little bit.
Likuni, mamenya my desk. Mesa uyo.
Kenako, producer for Real Elements, one of the founders.
Yes.
Maybe for the 2Ks. Please share with us what was Real Elements like and who was in that team.
Okay.
Just a brief.
Real Elements Namba and Hawi. Ine the Louis Chikun Marvel.
Okay.
We were connected through a mutual friend, Amakara from Manchester. Yeah. So she called me. She knew I was studying music production, and she was like, this guy, Amakara London, Louis. You guys really need to meet up. We connected. I went to London to check him out. Namuzida, just come to Liverpool, Memavanga Stad. So we recorded a couple of tracks. I think I came the first one. Nadza Rumiza Uma. Nadza blower. Manyas. For 101. So that's how it started. And then we did an EP with Plan B. Amena Nali, Marvels, they were in school together. And then we met Sticks, Abusa David. Then he was using Jerome Kariran. And then we did this track together called Astronomical. And then after that, Tavanga recorded Godson Gomonda. I'm a 2K, Godson Gomonda.
That name there is everywhere.
Mr. G. No, he made the studio available for us. Like, if you were in Blantyre, the studio was Gomonda, everyone was there, just waiting for their turn for their session. We did this song Astronomical, which was on the EP, and we were like, guys, let's just all become a crew, and that's how we started.
So you, David Kalirani, and
Kimba Mutanda or Plan B.
And
then Louis Chikuni, the co-founder.
So you as a producer.
Producer.
Kenako Banoba, you're no longer producing.
Zigandit
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Ali, please.
Friday man, get State House with State House. New studio with State House.
Hey, our president, I can my freestyle. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's game time, and this section we play a small game with our guest, just to have a little bit of fun. And this game is going to be coordinated by our co-host. So let's go.
Okay, so this game is known as When Was the Last Time? I'll start with him.
Oh, you start with me.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then
Hey,
you
demonstration.
answer, and
Hey.
then
Well, I'm going to move on the guest talker. Okay.
Okay, when was the last time you traveled to another country?
Hey, tomato. Kumaloto, child. In real life. No, I've never traveled, but I must say I've missed a lot of opportunities. One, because at some point I didn't have a passport. Two, at some point, ndinamuuza mzungu kuti my mother is a teacher. Then I know that ngolemera kwawo. Singamuthandiza. So I lost that opportunity. The other time, nepotism happened. I was removed from the list. So I've been losing those opportunities. But do look upon pan my guy.
So when was the last time you traveled to another country specifically?
The last time.
When was this? A month or 2 months ago?
Okay.
Yeah.
Where?
Algeria.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Magalaga Road.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I
Yeah.
saw that. Yeah. Okay.
I've heard about the travel.
So when was the
Yeah.
last time unapita kwa
Oh, don't
traveling by bus?
It's another country.
Kuyenda.
When?
Anyway.
When was the last time you tried new food?
New food. I actually tried new food when I was in Ilongwe last week. I tried jollof rice. Yeah, in area 49. Yeah. In Algeria,
Aye.
Okay.
Last time new food. Hey, I'm an eater of habits.
Okay. You don't usually change.
I can't remember.
The last time I tried new food, we had farmers markets. Last
Oh,
time we
yeah.
had farmers market.
Yeah. What did you try?
Egusi.
Egusi.
Egusi. Okay.
Yeah, I should try that one as well. Sorry.
When was the last time you read a book?
The past week, I was reading a book called The Diary of a CEO. I was actually finishing it. Yeah.
I'm still reading one now. My plays Smith Libongo.
Ah.
Yeah.
Would
On
you-
Kamuzu Band.
Ah. Would you recommend some books, maybe self-development or any interesting ones that you've come across in your life and you feel like someone has to read this?
Who Moved My Cheese?
By who?
It's a small book. I think it's online.
Ah.
Find it. Yeah, it talks about adapting to change or changing situations.
Okay.
Yeah,
Who
it's a
Moved
quick
My
read.
Cheese?
Yeah.
Okay.
Last time I read a book, like 2-3 months ago.
Ah.
Ah.
Bible similar way goes to Roman.
Oh no, I read. The
Okay,
Bible
okay,
every
fine.
day.
Chabwe.
When was the last time you exercised? Or went to the gym?
I'm actually hurting right now because it's been a while and I went sana for the first time in 4 months.
Ah.
The people are telling me that I need to go by couldn't summon the
Yeah.
pen. So I'm planning to go after this chat. Chief.
2021.
Hey.
Hey, used to walk and run.
Ah.
Hey.
Why did you stop?
Zirai.
You do?
Oh, I went to the gym yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm a winner, guys.
Last question. When was the last time you volunteered or helped someone in need?
The last time I volunteered was last week. I was in Zaleka and I helped some people there.
No, last week.
Okay.
Yeah. Didn't go there last week, but
Bus?
yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I volunteer every day.
Every
I'm
day?
volunteering right now.
Hey, paka ndo aziwe? Guys.
Basically, she's saying she's not getting paid.
Uyu tu. Anyway, I just have an added game on that.
Yeah.
Because Q is a poet. I'm going to challenge you, and maybe challenge myself to freestyle. Q is going to give us just a word that we can freestyle on, and you're going to rate us. After that, I'll also challenge you to freestyle on podcast in the North title.
Sinbanga freestyle, Malemba.
Just
Let's
rate.
play.
It's a game.
Okay.
Hey, good guy.
Alarm. That's the word.
Alarm. Are you starting?
In fact, we know the rules.
Oh.
You're gonna play. Okay, alarm. Alarm the people. Alarm Malewezi. Alarm. Assalamu alaikum. Zadivuta. Try. Just try.
Didn't even come up with the
Alarm.
sentence.
Okay, another word?
No.
Okay, fine.
How best?
Q. Podcast in the North.
Podcast in the North. Oh, you said a word. That's a
Okay,
sentence.
fine.
That's a phrase.
Podcast.
Yeah. Cast your doubts out openly. Let them breathe out deep. Now I'm just mentioning words that sound deep. Third eye. Open your third eye. Deep. Get it?
Alright, okay.
Sinamalize.
Okay.
What Maria podcast?
Podcast, yeah.
Ndamaliza mwene.
Fedi
Malemba.
Devon, how do you rate?
0 by
Freestyle, yeah, between mine and Tim.
0 by 10.
I think Namukia Q.
Wandikia. Wandikia.
Anyway.
Okay, I have one last question.
Yeah.
Okay, not pertaining to the game, but I
Yeah.
know your personal life,
Mm.
in terms of family. In your personal life, have you ever met anybody because of working Malewezi, so in that,
When a brother Q Malewezi.
yeah, even brother, yeah,
Oh, so I give us
family
single guy vibes.
relations.
It's giving single guy.
It is.
Okay. Okay. Let me start with family.
Yeah.
Quite to the before.
Okay.
I'm the last born. My Ramanga just married one B.
Yeah.
My one.
Yeah.
I've got 2 sisters, the first and second born. The first one, her name is Dr. Msao Giranji Nkandawire. I'm a Kao Canada. The second one, Tione Malewezi. No, sorry, Tione Boazi. And then my brother, Justin Malewezi Jr. So,
Okay.
and I Junior, yeah. He's a Reverend Deacon in the Catholic Church in the UK. And then myself. And it was safe so Tinabanga smart.
Yes.
Each one of us
Wow.
has 2 kids, boy and girl.
Ah.
Yeah. Going back now to me, I am married. My wife is Dr. Bridget Malewezi. She has a regular article on Times. So I think Dr. B on Health.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my wife. She works as country director for an organization called Mothers to Mothers. Yeah. We've got 2 kids, Dianjana, she's 12, and Mtawi Malewezi Malawi. If you ask him,
Yeah.
he says I'm Mtawi Malewezi Malawi. Yeah, he's 5 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess you are a son of a preacher's son and a brother of a preacher as well.
I'm telling you.
So preacher to Google
Chief, nani bafumi kulo seminary.
You're about to become a preacher yourself.
But I got pressure coming over because on my mother's side,
Yeah.
there's always we had always had whether a priest or as part of the family. Yeah. There when my late daddy uncle,
Yeah.
Father Dentan, he was also very instrumental. Late Father Dentan,
Yeah.
in my development and inspiring me as a musician. When he passed away, Fanzina Abuela Buda, Tuyanga Nanoi.
Yeah.
Odi bano bamuna bwezi mupanga interview ndi Father Kizito.
Anyway, you have a harp called Quasar.
Yes.
Let's just talk on that a little bit. how can maybe podcasting in the North even engage with the Creative Hub? What happens there?
Just come through, check it out. We'll be happy to host you. You can interview a couple of people from there when you come through. Yeah, so we have different spaces, facilities. Kukweza, we've got an event space, we've got a recording studio, we've got a dance studio, we've got a co-working space, it's a coffee shop. Yeah, so the vibes, guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
come through. Yeah, it's
welcome.
very
What
open.
many
You are
events?
welcome.
Great.
You are welcome.
Thank you. These questions we're gonna wind up, so you're gonna have to just shoot them fast. What is the best decision you've ever made in your life?
To always see the positive in things.
What is the worst decision you've ever made in your life?
I don't know.
To not become a preacher.
Hey, and I got it twisted up right now.
In closing, what do you want to be remembered as when all is said and done?
As a person who took on opportunities and lived fully.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the special advisor to the president on creative industries, a poet, and the CEO of Quasar, and a preacher's son of a preacher's son. You know, and what else?
Okay. And also someone who is trying to find their roots in the north. Yeah.
By the way, Nampa Sobuti, you got an honorary degree, Kunzuni.
Yeah, from Zuni. But also my grandfather, his roots are from the north. Yeah.
I see.
Appreciate.
Okay.
Yeah. And my grandmother was a Nyachiba.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes, we're related.
Hey.
Thank you so much, Q, for joining us today. It's really an honor. We know you're a busy person, Komano. You've allowed yourself to come. I think it's a great honor for us. It's a milestone, to be honest.
And thank you for inviting me and making this happen. Yeah. Great to be here.
We're out, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, advertise with us, guys. If you have any business, you can advertise. We're out.
Even if you don't have business,
You can
advertise.
advertise.